Hey everybody, this is a very different type of video than I usually do. I haven't made a video in actually a long time, but I was kind of bored. I get the fuck out of here, Discord overlay. Get the fuck out. I was kind of bored, so I thought I would do like some sort of rant review of the FNAF chapter in DBD because it's been probably my most wanted chapter out of everything except for Chucky. So yeah, I guess let's just get into all that. God, maybe I should fucking pause the recording in the queue because this is gonna take a while. I'm just on my phone, I'm just waiting for these games to happen. Jesus. He promises though, he does promise. Okay, we finally got a match, so let's get on to this rant, shall we? I think the chapter was like announced maybe around like a year ago now. It was during the 10-year anniversary. I remember like seeing the tweet talking about, yeah, there's gonna be like some sort of surprise. Oh, where did I found a guy? Surprise collaboration, and I was just crossing my fingers for DBD and it was hoping so hard that it was not Fortnite. Lucky for me, it was not Fortnite. But yeah, the wait for that was excruciating. Like, at least like 8 months, 9, I don't know. I'm bad with time. But, the wait was horrible. Let's move on. Finally got you. To, like, bug fixes and, like, changes. You motherfucker. Such as the blood point change. I mean, spend bulk blood points. That is one of the best changes that could have ever added to this game. I've been waiting for that feature for so long, and I'm happy they did it. Finally got you. Spending blood points could just like take minutes on it, and it just felt like a big, just total waste of time. And now that I've almost prestiged like every killer to 3, and I almost have every perk, actually, I do have every killer, not all survivors, almost all of those. It would have been nice to have that beforehand, but it is what it is. Now we have it. We didn't before. It's just super, super convenient. Things like that. I'm not sure if the Mori hook change happened this update, or it was before, or what. I can't not remember, but I'll go over that. It's the change to where now, if someone's on hook, and they're the last 2 people, and the other guy's downed, you can Mori them, as long as I think they're hooked too. I think that's a wonderful change. I saw a good amount of people complaining about it. Like, I thought it was just, like, fine. I don't understand the complaint, because what are the chances that you actually do have a perk that'll end up saving you in that scenario? It's really low. Like, at that point, it is a lose. So, what does it matter? I think it was a wonderful change. People complaining, shut up! Shut up! Get out!
Get out! Get out! Okay. Get out! Get out!
I personally think that there needs to be a hash change. This has nothing to do with like the other real changes like abandoning and such, but I believe that hatch as a system isn't just fun. Now sure, as a killer, right, you do get a win if it's a 3K. Let's trick here. And even though that counts as a win, it is the most unsatisfying thing in the world whenever a survivor gets hatched, because it is a luck-based mechanic. Now, RNG isn't something you can just completely avoid, but it is something where, in certain scenarios, it's not fun. It doesn't feel very fair or enticing. I think there could be a better system in place. Like, I'm not trying to say this as a killer bias, because a lot of people would say that. I think it's personally like a thing of let's hear this real quick. But I think it is personally a preference of just the RNG factor isn't very fun. I think that as a survivor, you would want something that doesn't feel like, oh, well, I just got unlucky, I can't get that hatch now because they got lucky and they found it, and vice versa as killer. But My idea, I would say, would to be have a system similar to the Roblox game called Forsaken. It's kind of similar to Dead by Daylight in a lot of ways. I mean, it's on Roblox. You know, it's kind of funny to compare these games, but you know, it's a pretty big game. It actually had a higher player count than DBD for a little bit there, and I just wish that it had a similar system to The Last Survivor in that. Now, in that game, what happens if there is one survivor left, the killer gets immediate aura reveal on them, and then you have like a minute to survive, and then if you survive, you win as survivor, and if the killer kills them, you know, is what that is. If they maybe did something like that, where now you would have to change a lot in the game, but if the survivor can loop for, you know, a certain amount of time, that would be a good test of skill. That like, wow, they earned their victory. They're the real final girl of the horror movie, to say. Or it would be something like the killer earned that last kill, you know? I think that's pretty fair. That's fun. By the way, Forsaken has some banger music. Now I guess let's talk about like the chapter itself, since, you know, I've gotten all that out of the way. The survivor, lack of survivor. I wasn't too surprised by the fact that we didn't get a survivor. I thought it was kind of inevitable, because are we really going to get our first appearance of Game Michael in DBD? I didn't think so. I thought it was unlikely, and I'm fine with that. I kind of wish they did just movie Michael then, considering we have, you know, movie Springtrap as an outfit, you know, with Matthew Lillard. But I was fine with it. You know, I can't be too surprised by the fact that we didn't get it, but I'm fine. Now the perks, the killer perks. I am no perk expert. I am bad at making builds, and fuck, I'm not that invested in them. You know, I'll find a build I like really quickly, and then I'll just roll with it. The perks themselves, there's nothing too interesting about them. I'd say they're not too special. The most interesting perk I can mention is Haywire. I think that's kind of interesting. Makes it so the doors regress after a certain point, which I like it, but it's got some issues. I've seen some people talk about Singularity, using it with him. It is like super strong. It's almost like a Skull Merchant 3-gen situation. Yeah, other than that, the perks aren't something too special. I like the theming of it. They look, you know, like what you'd expect. Okay, let me focus up for a second. Got it! Let's go! Woo! I know we get to see the Mori. Visuals, and I guess audio too, you know. What do I think visually of the chapter after discussing the, you know, the killer person stuff? Visually, I think it looks really fantastic. They knocked it out of the park. The model for Springtrap is just so nice. It's really accurate to FNAF 3, while also being a bit more, like, anatomically correct with the human proportions. I think that was a big issue with the original model, but like it, you know, this is the best model of Springtrap we have now, and it's really, really good. I am in love with it. The map itself, so many little Easter eggs. I really do love the map a lot. I think visually it's really neat, although there are some issues that I'll discuss with in a moment. We also have the movie Matthew Lillard outfit. I got the movie and Glitch Trap. I think he looks really good. I think he's one of the best like faces that's been translated well into DBD. I think it looks really good. I kind of wish there was an option to have like the mask, but whatever, you know. Can't have everything. And Glitch Trap too. Glitch Trap is just another one that's just really well done. I didn't think it would be that good, but no, it is super, super good. I am in love with this outfit. All of his outfits are pretty good. I didn't get to the other two. Let's try in the store here. Toxic, which I think still looks really good, and Clown Springtrap, which also looks really good. It's just these ones kind of blow it out of the water for me, but you know, they're still good outfits to have. I'm happy that these outfits got used somewhere, because you know, FNAF AR is very much dead. It is not coming back. Like Springtrap. But no, these outfits are good too. They said they have more outfits on the way, including a Blight one, and I believe a Foxy cosmetic they teased, because they said they didn't forget about Foxy, which I'm happy to say, because that was an issue that I have with the map. Foxy is completely absent. He is not there remotely. I don't know why, but I guess maybe for this outfit. That was something I didn't like very much, that Foxy wasn't there. Like, he's part of the original 4. Come on now. So now onto the map. I don't have any gameplay footage of this map because, you know, Q's gone. I can't play it right now. You know, they changed the map offerings, so now you can't really just automatically go where you want. But even with that, I used to think that this map offering change was good, but I didn't think about the fact that people are going for achievements. They want to go for map-specific achievements. I have every achievement now. I'm lucky to have gotten that, because there's some that are really difficult and would have been, you know, impossibly hard. Like the Vecna achievement. How many Vecnas can you say you've seen in a really long time? Not many. They aren't played that much, and their achievement involves you having to win against them with their special item that's rare. So the chances of you getting that achievement now are just slim to none. An issue I have with this chapter is there is no Freddy Fazbear's Pizza offering. It's in the same realm as Greenville and whatever that other stupid dredge map is, Garden of Joy, I think. Not a good map. They're all in the same thing here, which is strange to me, because Nostromo, I don't know if I have it on him right now or not, but Nostromo has its own offering, and it's in the same realm as Bogo, or Borgo, whatever the hell it's called. So why Freddy's is in its own offering is strange. I feel like many people love that map. They want to see Freddy's, so why take it away? I mean, I guess they didn't take it away, but like, why is it not included? I feel like that should be a thing. I don't want to play Garden of Joy. That map sucks. And it doesn't guarantee it anyway, because, well, not only does this not guarantee that this specific realm will happen, it's not guaranteed that it'll even be Freddy's. So the low chances of getting in the map are really disappointing. Okay, we got another match. Looks like I didn't get my map. But yeah, you can see how horrible that map offering thing is. Sorry. My issues with the map are just the size. I think that was like the most disappointing thing about the chapter was the size of the actual location was really bare. Like, it was not very large. I think that it really could have used its size up. Now, I didn't expect Freddy's to be like full on the whole map. I thought that there would be a bit of an outside. Got it. And I thought that You know, it wouldn't be much outside. I didn't really care what the outside looked like that much. Fuck, didn't get the jump scare. But yeah, the amount that was just Greenville was a little too much for my taste. It kind of bothered me. There are more rooms they could have added. It seems like the location is mostly based off of the first Freddy's mixed with some stuff in the movie, which, you know, there's a lot you could work with there. You have several rooms that were in the movie that just aren't in it, and you have several, like, areas in the game that aren't in it, like the office, which I know the office is in his power, but at the same time, to not have like a classic office or something is a little disappointing because, well, you know, it's FNAF, you gotta have the office room. And there are other rooms that they could also include to make Freddy's bigger. Like, they could expand the, like, scale a little bit of just the areas we already have. And you could add hallways to an office, a couple more hallways to different party rooms, maybe expand the arcade. I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that's my biggest issue, is that the map is just far too small for me. I think it should have been bigger. I like the parts that do exist a lot. I think they were very well designed, very well themed. And the layout of the map itself is very good, but I would prefer it if it was just mostly indoor. And a lot of people don't like indoor maps, so I'm sure that might have been the reason they avoided this idea. But I find indoor maps to be the most interesting ones because they're the most unique, they're the most like their property. Like, you play Midwich or the game and it feels like you're in those places. Or, you know, the RPD, right? RPD? That is like a great map, I think. And even though it's kind of hard to play on for like certain things, I don't know. They're the most on theme and I just love those maps. I just find a lot of enjoyment. They're just very unique. Damn! Just can't get that axe grab. Power.
The power and the perks are really authentic to the universe of Five Nights at Freddy's.
Because, you know, I guess that is an important part. His power, I remember hearing rumors about, like, him using an axe. I didn't think that would ever be the case. I'm fine with the idea. A lot of people are a little bit hung up on it. But I think overall it's just fine. I feel like if you're gonna pick a weapon that's pretty on theme, considering the fire and everything, like, that makes sense. Got it. White man jump scare. But yeah, the axe thing, it doesn't bother me, and I'm happy that they went with that. And the knife too. The knife looks fine. It's similar to Huntress, and in a way it has some issues because it almost feels like it replaces Huntress. Because while Huntress has her own differences, it's easier to throw her hatchets and, you know, get hits more consistently. You know, he has an axe that is similar. It has different properties, but he can also teleport around the map, you know, stay undetectable, doesn't have a loud-ass lullaby. So overall, he is just kind of a better killer. I think that's the issue. I love the office doors. I think they're really nice. I think they're a good idea, a good concept. My issue with them is not that it's too strong or something, which I think maybe it could be considered too strong, but for survivors, I think it needs a buff. I think there is zero reason to use the cameras, basically, because it takes too long, and the reveal on Springtrap is just not long enough. It's like 10 seconds, I think, which, you know, a whole team sees him, but you spent like maybe like 40 seconds on the cameras looking for this guy, and then you find him and you get 10-second reveal when you could have been doing a generator that whole time, you know, finishing a whole gen, which is like your main thing you want to be doing. So why would you be on the cameras wasting time? I think there's no point. I really think that they need some sort of buff, because as is, they're just not remotely strong. You little wanker. But yeah, I like the cameras and everything, but considering that, you know, you're wasting a lot of time and you can end up giving just a free insta-down to Springtrap, they need a buff so they have a reason to be used, and it makes me feel more on theme when I'm playing Survivor against this killer. Less investing, since it's not, you know, you using the cameras and fighting back against them. The axe itself, I really like the differences it does have between Huntresses. Use that thing, that's funny. I really like the weightiness of it, because you can do some really interesting, like, I think you'd call them lob shots. I'm not sure what you would define that as, but I love going for these, like, fun shots. You might not see that a lot whenever I'm playing now, because I am doodling. Got that shit, man. Let's go! Let's go.
Hi for help.
Let's go. Actually, awesome hit. Oh my god! Now onto the add-ons. So the big one that people discuss is Bonnie's guitar strings. I think that one is very strong. I don't know if I would say it needs a nerf or not. I'm not the biggest man on balancing, but it is very strong. You can combine it with something like Dragon's Grip, kick a gen, hide in the door for a second, and then wait for them to, you know, touch it and they scream. That, I guess that isn't just specifically that perk, but it is helpful for that, because you can go back and check gens and just immediately get pressure. You can immediately know which gen they're on without having like Lethal Pursuer or something. The other add-ons are still pretty well rounded. I mean, I like the aiming one. You know, it kind of helps, you know, the learning of how you're supposed to aim it. Everything else is pretty general, but you know, nothing too bad. I think they're mostly. Am I hearing someone? Sorry, I'm losing it. I think they're pretty balanced. I have no real issues with them. But yeah, that Bonnie guitar strings is really strong. I'm not using it right now because I'm out of them. But yeah, that is a very strong add-on. So yeah, overall, his power is good. I think what they did was a very good, like, general power that, like, people could like without, you know, much issue if they're new to the game and such. Because a lot of people are coming in as this is the, you know, Five Nights at Freddy's chapter. It's one of the biggest chapters ever. They've done very well with the power.
By the way, I'm a big fan.
There's the funny Nick Cage line there. Oh, look at that. And we can see the white man Mori.
You're mine now.
Yeah, last thing I would want to mention is the DVD stats tracker. My problems with the stat tracker is it doesn't seem very consistent with its times at all. I think it needs to be fixed a little bit. This is kind of outside of, you know, FNAF chapter itself. But, yeah, considering I have 800, like, on both Switch and PC, and this is cross progression, you know, it shows all of those combined. I do understand that a lot of the time that you can be in this game would be in the lobby, or, you know, you were playing a different mode or queue. Let's see real quick if the last match I did play, because they don't count separate modes. Recent match history. Ormond Lake Mine. Okay, so it is counting these. Yeah, okay, so seasonal events count. So yeah, I do have some good time in 2v8. But you know, it seems off. Before, whenever this initially kicked off, it said I had around like 800, which, you know, still seems wrong, but then it went down to 600, which, yeah, that doesn't seem right. It's kind of swapped a few of my things around, so they need to update this. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I have to say about the chapter. Overall, I like it. It has a few issues that I would change, such as making the map of Freddy's, the building itself, be bigger. I would make, you know, Springtrap's jump scare noise. That'd be nice to be the FNAF 3 one. I'm fine with the DBD one, but let's be real. Sounds much better. I'm not too into the roar itself they went with. White Man jump scare is really funny though. I will say I do like that. I think that's really funny, and the glitch trap one's very nice too. But yeah, that's about it. If you like this type of video, cool. I might make more. I don't know. Probably not, but who knows. Anyway, peace. Okay. The dead R doesn't save that. The dead R doesn't save that. Let's go! Let's go! Oh, I love that.
What is wrong with Toad's Factory, bro?
Never heard of it. Toad doesn't even have a factory.
It's crazy. Oh, I thought that was freaking.
What?
Oh, I can't believe it. It's Foxy. I love Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's.
I love Fox. What even?
Oh, he went in the door, okay.
Oh!